Story 1. My brother and I got Five Guys for an early dinner. We were driving home, and my mom called us and said, "Do you want to pick up dinner? How about Five Guys?" 10 Guys Day is still a secret to this day. Story 2. I ordered so much from Taco Bell once that I ordered an extra drink so they did not think all of the food was just for me. Story 3. It is called a bang bang. Dinner at one restaurant immediately followed by dinner at another restaurant. Story 4. I ordered food through a delivery app and had a conversation with someone who didn't exist so that the order taker on the other line would think all the food was meant for more than just me. Story 5. I once ate so many cheeseburgers at McDonald's that I fell asleep on the grass outside the restaurant next to a ditch. I was woken up 4 hours later by a friend who saw me while walking by. It was the best sleep ever. Story 6. I was sad and stressed, made chocolate custard pie, banned my family from having any, and ate the whole thing myself. Story 7. A friend and I drunkenly spent a night in college deep frying everything we could think of that would taste good. Story 8. Right before I gave birth, I ordered a McChicken trio with a large fries, 10 chicken nuggets, an extra chicken junior, a large chocolate shake, and an ice cream sundae with caramel drizzle. I ate every bit of it and did not even leave a fry. Story 9. All through college, I could order 3-for-1 pizza and wake up in the morning surrounded by empty pizza boxes, trying to figure out how I defied the laws of physics. By the way, I never got fat back then, but now if I eat an extra blueberry, I gain 30 pounds. Story 10. My husband and I once ate at Whispering Canyon Cafe at Disney's Wilderness Lodge. It is a family-style, all-you-can-eat restaurant, and for $9 you can have unlimited milkshakes. I think I had one milkshake after gorging myself with mashed potatoes and salmon while my husband had 5 milkshakes. It was the only time in my life when it hurt to walk. Story 11. When I was escalating to my highest weight, I gave myself the ultimatum of food or tobacco because I was also a regular smoker at that time, smoking 4 cigarettes a day and increasing. I chose food and ended up weighing 235 pounds. I lost it all, but that was definitely a choice. Story 12. Ordered enough takeout for a family, but it was all for me. Then I shouted, "Food's here!" to an empty house when I ran to the door to get it from the delivery person, so they would think I wasn't the only person eating it all. Looking back, I don't even know why I cared what they thought. It still makes me laugh that my knee-jerk reaction was to yell to imaginary dining buddies to save face. Story 13. Ordered 6 Krispy Kreme donuts, mostly filled, and ate all of them while driving home instead of sharing them as I had originally planned. I stopped at the dumpster to get rid of the box. Story 14. Cooked 4 12-pack cartons of bacon in its own grease on the campfire cast iron skillet one morning. Ate it all. Would do it again. Story 15. I ate a Whopper combo and then started craving a Big Mac. I ate that and then wanted something sweet, so I bought a Snickers. Story 16. I ate 17 slices of pizza at the Pizza Hut buffet because they treated me unfairly on my previous visit. Story 17. I do it every 2 years. On election day, I get so much fast food for dinner on my way home from work that I pass out by 8 p.m. with a full stomach so I do not have to see election results live. It is a tradition, just like getting Waffle House after I vote. I do not remember which year it was, but I got 2 large fries and 20 nuggets from McDonald's and thought I was going to burst open. I passed out and woke up at 4 a.m. to see the disappointing results instead of dealing with them as they came in. Elections are really bad for my mental health. The food comas are not great, but they give me a few more hours of blissful ignorance before the avalanche comes down from Bullshit Mountain. Story 18. Probably the outing to Sugar Factory for my partner's birthday. Ate a ton of appetizers, a full pasta dish, and then half of my partner's meal because he didn't want to get a to-go box and carry it for hours downtown. Then they ordered a special dessert called the Boat that had 3 different flavors of ice cream, donuts, gummy candies, Twix bars, and other items meant to be shared between 10 normal-sized people, or maybe 5 larger people. Most of it fell on my partner's brother and me to finish since it cost $60. It was literally half of my general weekly caloric intake in one sitting. Story 19. Friendly public service announcement that melting down pints of ice cream for either milkshakes or pure soupy enjoyment is a trick from the devil himself. Story 20. Ate a Philadelphia cheesesteak from Philadelphia, then went to the 7-Eleven down the street and ate mini tacos, some candy, and a large fountain drink. Story 21. Have you ever had the Utz brand white cheddar cheese balls? They are so crispy and so cheesy. I have eaten a whole bag in one sitting several times. Story 22. We were so high. Burger King 1985. For onion rings. For Whoppers. For large fries. For chocolate shakes. Two people with money to spend. Story 23. Took a day off and went to the rodeo. Spent the day and about $300 on food alone. Went home full and happy. This was something I had planned. I saved the extra money all year so I could really enjoy all the carnival foods that I normally do not get to eat during the year. Story 24. When I worked at the bank, my diet was absolutely horrendous. I remember one day, I had 2 bacon cheeseburgers, a large fry, and a chicken sandwich for lunch. Then at the end of my shift, I stopped by Little Caesars, bought a pizza, and ate the entire thing in 45 minutes. I felt disgusting. Story 25. Oh gosh, I ordered my favorite chips on Amazon, which can only be bought in stores up north in Chicago and Indiana. The order came with 4 8.75-ounce bags. I knew I shouldn't have ordered them because I needed to clean up my eating. I kept one bag and threw the others into a Walmart bag, then put it in the big trash can in the garage. Throughout the week, I thought about the chips, went back to the big trash can, took the bags out one by one, and ate the chips. Story 26. I ate 2 dozen Krispy Kreme donuts in one sitting while my overweight friend looked on in disgust. I am actually very skinny. Story 27. 1. I came home from a drunken night out. I was 21, so this was a blackout drunk experience. I remembered I had just bought a pint of gelato earlier that day. I brought it to my bed with every intention of enjoying it. I immediately fell asleep, but not before. I took the top off the gelato and had it propped up on the bed next to me, spoon and all. In the middle of my sleep, I switched positions and felt a lukewarm, thick liquid on my back. It was the uneaten gelato, completely soaking through the sheets down to the mattress. 2. I had another drunken night by myself. On the ride home, I ordered food to my apartment. I got home before the order arrived and hopped in the shower. That shower must have reset my brain, because I forgot all about that order and probably couldn't see straight, so I placed another order. While waiting for the second order, I immediately fell asleep. I woke up not long after and forgot about the previous 2 orders again. I opened the app and placed a third order. I woke up in the morning to many missed calls and a photo of 3 giant orders from the delivery driver. I have since uninstalled all food delivery apps on my phone. Story 28. When I go to a buffet, I see it as a challenge to eat as much as humanly possible, much to my stomach's chagrin. Story 29. Left work and stopped at Dairy Queen and ordered a large blizzard. Ate it on the way home before dinner. Did not tell my wife and children. After dinner, I told my wife that I had a stomachache. Story 30. Surprised nobody has mentioned this yet. White Castle. I ordered a 30-pack of bacon cheeseburger sliders and finished them within 12 hours. I do not usually eat like this, but certain foods just hit me right. I am 6 feet 7 inches tall and weigh 290 pounds. Story 31. The largest thing I have done recently. I crammed half a quarter pounder from McDonald's into my mouth today. Ketchup and grease got all in my beard, and some onions and pickle bits fell down the side of the seats in my wife's new car. I had a bit of a hangover and felt like I needed something terrible but delicious to eat. After the initial relief from the hangover hunger, I ashamedly tried to get the grease off my face with the napkins. I then had to fish the onion and pickle bits out, smeared some ketchup on the leather upholstery, and drove off feeling like a greasy loser. Story 32. I am a thin person and have some issues eating properly, but once I ate 19 McDonald's nuggets, a large fries, a large drink, and a bacon cheeseburger in one sitting. Story 33. I made deep-fried s'mores using egg roll wrappers and egg wash. They were delicious and highly recommended. Story 34. Bought a giant fried chicken schnitzel. Brought it into a restaurant. Ordered rice with a fried pork chop, steamed minced meat, and fried egg. Added my fried chicken schnitzel to that and ate it all in one go. Story 35. Ate the Alaskan sea feast for two in Seattle. It was like Poseidon gave me a tribute of his bounty. No regrets until I had to leave. Still worth it. Story 36. When I was in 6th grade, I ate 8 glazed donuts in 15 minutes because the church group before school had bought too many donuts, and my friends did not want all of theirs. 2 donuts per kid, and several friends could not finish. Honestly, it was only crazy because I am a small person, currently under 100 pounds and about 5 feet 3 inches, so eating that many donuts meant I was miserable for about an hour until they digested. There was also the time my stepmom made homemade chicken and dumplings, but the dumplings were giant, so we all only got about 3 per bowl. My brother did not want 2 of his, and my younger sibling could not finish theirs, so I ate about 9 decently sized dumplings. They absolutely expanded once digestion started, and I felt awful for about 2 hours after. Absolutely worth it. Story 37. It was 2003. I was living with my girlfriend. We had an apartment and different work schedules. That night, I knew she would be home for dinner, so I stopped at McDonald's and got our favorites. A double quarter pounder with cheese, large fries, large Dr. Pepper for me, and a 10-piece chicken nugget, large fries, large Diet Coke for her. I got home and waited. She was not there, so I called her and got, "I'm working late. Probably won't be home for a couple of hours." I put her food in the fridge and ate mine. While watching TV, she was still not home. I thought I would have a couple of nuggets before they got too cold and ended up eating all of them. Oh no, I would never have eaten her fries. She would know. I had to destroy all the evidence and proceeded to eat the second large fries. I drank the Diet Coke and took all the trash out to the apartment dumpster. Phew, close one. Story 38. Ordered and ate a bunch of Mexican food and hid the evidence from my husband. He then cooked dinner and served it to me. I ate the whole plate. Story 39. 3 pounds of ribeye steak, 1 pound of shrimp, 1 stick of butter, 48 ounces of whole milk. This is not how I normally eat. It was a celebration of going from no money to earning a good living. Story 40. Had a competition with my cousins to see who could eat the most rotis, which are flatbreads. I ate 26. He ate 29. I lost. Story 41. There is a list. The one I get criticized for the most is getting kicked out of a Cece's Pizza buffet when I was 17. Apparently, there is a time limit and 5 hours exceeds it. I had a stack of plates that was dangerously high. My heavyset friend was accused of it, and the manager was dumbfounded when everyone explained it was not him, but in fact, me who was eating an unholy amount of pizza. Then he just stared in bewilderment when I asked if I could take some to go. I walked out with 2 slices in each hand and 1 dangling from my mouth. I did not even get to dessert. I still get asked by those friends if I have been kicked out of any more buffets. Second would be when I ordered $50 worth of tacos from Jack in the Box. That is 100 tacos for anyone who has never been. My heavyset friend, yes, the same one, ordered the same thing but only made it about halfway through. I ended up finishing the rest of them. My toilet was the one who suffered the consequences of that decision. Story 42. Made a big pot of pasta for my family of 6 people and ate half of it right from the pot while waiting for everyone to return home. Story 43. Made a snack in the microwave while my other snack was air frying. I started snacking on fruit while I waited and ate all the other snacks even though I was full from the fruit. Story 44. When I discovered taco pizza years ago at a pizza buffet for the first time, I ate way too much. I was getting side eyes because of how many times I went up, and I am pretty small. I ended up having to run out of an eye appointment shortly after to throw up because I couldn't hold in the pizza. At the time, I was about 5 feet 4 inches tall and weighed 120 pounds, but I could put it away. Story 45. My fiancé and I got intoxicated in Miami. We went to one restaurant and ate. Then, as soon as we got up, we went to another restaurant and ate there too. Story 46. Got 2 boxes of a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts from Costco on a college shopping trip and ate them both on the bus ride home. To be fair, I had never been allowed to eat junk food before then. Story 47. I had the McGangbang for a while when I worked near a McDonald's. It used to cost around $5 for a McDouble, McChicken, small fries, and small drink. Separate the McDouble patties and place the McChicken, with or without buns, between the beef patties. I applied this concept to other restaurants. The long chicken at Burger King, for example, is exactly twice as long as their value menu double cheeseburger, so 2 beef patties fit neatly on top of the chicken patty. Wendy's used to offer the 4 for $4 combo: fries, drink, and 2 entrees. I made a McGangbang with their double cheeseburger and single fried chicken sandwich. Checkers had a similar deal, but their service was poor. I never received all the items I ordered, including a small double cheeseburger, chicken sandwich, fries, and drink. Something was always missing, so I stopped going there. Story 48. I was feeling depressed and comfort eating. I woke up to a lousy start where nothing went right. I ate a full cheesecake and went back to bed. Story 49. Ordered 2 all-you-can-eat options in one sitting. An all-you-can-eat salad bar with all-you-can-eat fried shrimp on top of my salad. They also had free refills on soda. Story 50. I once ordered so much Taco Bell that the woman at the counter walked away, thinking I ordered for my friend and me. Story 51. Went out drinking midweek with some friends when I was about 17 at college in the United Kingdom. I ordered a massive doner kebab and a portion of cheesy chips but was too drunk to eat and fell asleep as soon as I got home. I got up for college the next morning, caught the college bus, and ate the whole kebab and fries on the bus on the way in while hungover. I arrived at college, went to the canteen, ordered a full breakfast, and ate that too. Story 52. When I was in college and losing a bunch of weight, I ate very clean all week. I was a stickler, but every Sunday, I bought 2 pints of Bluebell ice cream and ate them in one sitting. Story 53. I had a solid black stool once. I got really scared it might mean something dangerous. Turned out to be because I ate an entire pack of Oreo cookies. Story 54. In high school, I was on the cross-country team. One of our races required a long bus ride. On the way back, we would stop in a small town to buy dinner. Several of us used that opportunity to eat as much food as possible. I ate 6 tacos and 2 burgers. Story 55. Order a large cheesesteak with mushrooms and sautéed onions and a large bacon pizza, unsliced. Roll the cheesesteak up in the pizza and use a few wooden takeout chopsticks to hold it together. Spoon some Hormel beanless chili on top and generously cover with shredded cheddar cheese. Bake for about 20 to 25 minutes, then slice and eat over the course of an entire Sunday of football. Story 56. Dinner was a party-sized bag of Smart Food white cheddar popcorn, a full box of wheat thins with a port wine cheese spread, and washed it all down with a pint of Ben & Jerry's fish food and Coke Zero. All of it felt fine. 10 out of 10. Have and would do again. Story 57. It was when I was past my due date pregnant, so I do not know if this counts, but I bought an entire lemon meringue pie at the grocery store for myself. I scraped all the meringue topping off and ate that with just a little bit of the filling. Then I threw the pie crust away. This was my middle-of-the-day snack. Like I said, I was so pregnant and miserable that I did not care anymore. Story 58. I ate one of those Korean corn dogs, but I covered it in butter and crushed hot Cheetos. It was probably one of my lowest points. Story 59. 2 double cheeseburgers and 2 large fries were a common meal for me for years. It made me sick, but I kept ordering it because eating made me feel better about myself. Undiagnosed attention deficit hyperactivity disorder chasing that sweet, sweet dopamine. Story 60. I was very depressed one summer. I ate an extra-large Domino's pizza almost 3 times a week by myself for 7 weeks straight. Story 61. Do you know a George Foreman grill and how it has the fat tray? Once, after making burgers, I mixed the fat with some seasonings and melted butter and dipped my artichoke in it. It was very tasty. I was also drunk while cooking. My friend's skinny girlfriend joined me, but my friends thought it was unappetizing. Story 62. I was at a buffet once and had to unzip my pants at the table because my stomach was so large in pants that were already too tight around the waistline. It was challenging when it was time to leave because I had to get up from the table and zip my pants back up without being obvious. Story 63. I ate an entire family meal from International House of Pancakes. It contained 4 scrambled eggs, a large order of hash browns, 8 slices of bacon, 8 sausage links, 8 pancakes, and too much butter and maple syrup. My weight loss journey started the next week, and I am now down almost 65 pounds. The idea of eating that much food in one sitting repulses me now. Story 64. Sat with my boyfriend at the time eating Kentucky Fried Chicken in bed. I dropped some on my chest and did not have any napkins available, so I just continued eating with grease all over my chest until I was done. Story 65. I ate so much food my stomach made me throw up. I held it down and kept eating. On a sailboat, we had a group breakfast, and I ate 27 pancakes before others could even get seconds. At a hotel, there was a waffle iron in the lobby making comically large waffles. I used the entire jug of waffle mix that morning, making 18 waffles. I am a skinny 16-year-old, and this should not be possible. Story 66. I've done my fair share, but this one is about my brother-in-law. Around 2010 to 2011, we were doing something and wanted to stop and grab a bite. I said Chipotle was right around the corner. He had never been and was willing to try it after I explained what it was. We ordered. We both got fairly sizable burritos, chips, and guacamole. We were eating, and he finished much faster than I did. He said, "That chicken was pretty good, but I kind of wanted to try the steak." I told him to go back in line, order it, and take it home. He stood up and got in line. I was wrapping up my remaining chips and guacamole when he opened the full-size second Chipotle steak burrito and took a bite. I would have guessed he would take at most 2 bites to taste it and then save it for later. This man proceeded to eat the entire second burrito. I was absolutely astonished. I have never seen anything like it before or since. Story 67. One time in college, after a night of drinking, one of my roommates asked if I wanted to go get food. Sure, why not? This was the next morning. We went and got Dunkin'. I got a coffee, 2 donuts, and a bagel sandwich. Then we waited for a few other friends to show up. We all hung out for a bit, and it was around lunchtime. On the way back, there was an Arby's. My friend stopped because he wanted to try something new they had coming out. We stopped, and I thought, well, yeah, it's lunchtime, so I'll get something. I got a Jamocha shake, roast beef sandwich, and I think there's sliders or something new that just came out, along with curly fries. My friend said, "Dude, how are you eating this much?" I was 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed 180 pounds, fairly muscular. I said, "I don't know, but I'll probably go home and have a snack too before dinner." I think I ate close to 6,000 calories that day. Story 68. When I was in my early 20s, I got a bunch of cookies and a jar of icing, treating the two like chips and dip. That was some serious indulgence. Story 69. The day before starting any new diet, I would eat all the junk food in the house so it would not tempt me later. Kind of like a last hurrah. If you saw the size of my body, you would realize it was a flawed plan. Story 70. Okay, 2 things probably rank high for me. 1. Many years ago, I had a significant weight problem. I attended a popular weight reduction program with weekly meetings. After each meeting, I would drive to McDonald's and get a large combo meal at the drive-thru, then drive across the street to Burger King and get another combo meal. Sometimes I even went to a third place. Then I would go home and eat every last bit of it. 2. I attended a large company event in Chicago. We were each asked to bring food representing our state or, in my case, country since I am from Canada. I brought a considerable amount of food, including maple syrup cookies, mousse droppings, a dozen butter tarts, and an entire pan of Nanaimo bars. All were store-bought and properly sealed for bringing into another country. I could not bring leftovers back into Canada since everything was opened, although barely touched, and I did not have any storage containers with me. The thought of throwing out all that food was appalling, so I sat in my hotel room and ate it all. 3. When I was a teenager, I loved fresh, hot French fries straight from the deep fat fryer, covered in salt and doused in maple syrup. The salty-sweet combination hit just right. Story 71. When I was in high school, I used to come home, microwave a few Reese's together in a bowl, and eat it with a spoon. Story 72. Made dinner at home and ate. My mother called and asked if I wanted dinner, so I ate a second dinner because who turns down Swedish meatballs? Then I got ice cream on the way home. No regrets. Story 73. I got extremely high with a friend. Then we ordered almost the whole menu from Smiley's, a pizza delivery service in Germany, because nothing else was open. We expected not to receive any food since it was after 11 p.m. when we ordered. At 12:15 a.m. the food arrived, and shortly after, we were in a deep sleep. Story 74. Went to Outback Steakhouse with my friend group after one couple got married. This was back when they had the 20-ounce Ayers Rock steaks. I'm just a bit bigger than I was in my early 20s, 5 feet 8 inches, about 160 pounds, compared to now at 41, maybe 190 pounds. Anyway, we used to go out to eat all the time, no kids, no house payments, no major bills allowed for that. So we got our food. I got the 20-ounce steak with all the sides and a drink. I finished and everyone else was maybe halfway through. The waitress came around for more drink orders and such. I ordered another steak with all sides. She looked at me a bit strangely, but sure enough, about 15 minutes later, another 20-ounce steak was sitting in front of me, and I downed the whole thing, sides included. So, yeah, putting away 40 ounces of steak, 2 servings of mashed potatoes, 2 servings of vegetables, and about 3 whiskey and cokes in a little over an hour. The worst part was we sat there talking for about 2.5 hours, so by the time I got back home, I was hungry again. I really wish I still had that metabolism. Story 75. Ate a 6-pack of the full-size crumble cookies at work, which I guess were like 600 to 800 calories each. I felt like I was going to die. I think my hands shook a bit when I was trying to type, and I definitely did not feel good for about 12 hours. Story 76. Bought a load of cream and mascarpone cheese, whipped them with sugar, melted down 200 grams of chocolate and mixed that in. Sat on the couch with my giant bowl of goo and used it as a dip for my 12 Kinder Buenos. Once they were finished, I scooped the remainder out with my hands. It was incredible. Story 77. I ordered a double quarter-pounder meal, and then a quarter-pounder to make it a triple. That was a real low point. Story 78. A lot of steaks at buffets, one time 10 filet mignons. It was all I ate that time, just in the mood and so good. Who wants that to end? That was only $2 a filet mignon. Haha. Story 79. I was celebrating a huge accomplishment that happened at work that week. On Friday night, after a difficult week, I was finally at home and cozy in my pajamas. I ordered delivery from 3 different places for the foods I wanted and was craving. One restaurant had the appetizer, a different one had the main dish, and a third had the dessert. Sometimes you have to build that perfect meal. Story 80. I ate an entire party-sized box of Oreos in one sitting, around 3,000 calories. Also, when I used to have a literal fast food addiction, I would stop at multiple fast food places on my way to work, like getting cheeseburgers from McDonald's and a milkshake from Jack in the Box. Story 81. Got a party pack of tacos from Taco Bell and ate the whole thing by myself in a day and a half. Story 82. 1. All within a block of each other, we went to Del Taco for 2 chicken quesadillas, Carl's Jr. for a Philly cheesesteak burger, then Taco Bell for a grande chicken burrito. I was starving after work. I have never gotten food from more than one place at a time, much less 3. 2. My friend and I were starving. We hung out and relaxed at a friend's place after work. We then went to Taco Bell and ordered about 15 tacos and 15 burritos. As we left, I noticed they gave us about 6 hot sauce packets. I told my friend to pull up to the walk-in. I dumped the food out of the bag, walked in, grabbed about 70 hot sauce packets, and walked out. We ate well that day. Story 83. Ate a whole decent-sized pizza and a 2-liter bottle of root beer in about 2 hours. I weigh 150 pounds, so I think I'm cursed somehow. Story 84. I used to run a lot, and after my long runs of more than 20 miles or 32 kilometers, I would order delivery pizza. Papa John's had a special offer of a free cheese bread with any large pizza, so that's what I got. The cheese bread was actually just a small cheese pizza with garlic on it. I sat down and ate it all in one sitting, the large pizza and the cheese bread. I am 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighed about 165 pounds at the time. All in one sitting. Story 85. An entire pecan pie. Not the single ones from the grocery store, but a real handmade southern pecan pie. After I was smelling sounds and tasting colors, I am fairly sure I had a 3-hour conversation with someone on my television that was broken. Story 86. Ate a whole family box from McDonald's. The 6-burger one. On my drive home from work. I had to park up to finish before I got home. Then I ate a full roast dinner my mother made. I used to weigh 150 kilograms. Story 87. Ate so many donuts I made myself sick and threw up, and they ate more donuts at work. Rest in peace, Donut Cafe 2. I miss you. Story 88. I ate 2 whole Sara Lee coffee cakes in one sitting. That was years ago. I still cannot eat them or even look at the box when I am in the grocery store. Story 89. It has more to do with being high than fat, but a small group of us got stoned, went to the store, and bought a lot of frozen food such as pizzas and burritos. We brought it back to the house, put it all in the oven, got impatient or lost track of time, took it all out, and ate everything while it was still ice cold in the center, laughing at ourselves for eating still frozen food. Story 90. Recently, I put many ingredients into a create-your-own pasta at a place in Little Italy. Fortunately, I hadn't eaten much that day other than breakfast. Yet, I was slightly struggling to finish my huge plate. I haven't felt that way in a long time. Nonetheless, it was very delicious. Story 91. It was a quarter night at the bowling alley back in college. I ate at least 5 hot dogs with buns, including mustard and ketchup. I don't know how I did it. I never ate that many again. I wasn't even sick afterward. Story 92. Seconds and thirds of Thanksgiving dinner, followed by pie, then going back to the dinner table to sneak a few extra bites of turkey. I make a very good Thanksgiving turkey, but I do not know that I need to be having more after dessert. Story 93. When I was young and overweight, I ordered a large meat pizza all for myself when I was left alone for dinner one night. I ate the entire pizza and got sick. Story 94. At the supermarket checkout, someone said, "Oh, you're having a party?" I replied, "Oh yes, the children have friends coming over." There are no friends coming over, just me with all my goodies. Story 95. Stopped at Chipotle on the way to work and ate in the car while driving. Then stopped at McDonald's on the way to work and ate in the car while driving. This was one trip. Story 96. Ate a whole pepperoni lover's stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut in one evening by myself. I didn't feel right until about a day and a half later. Story 97. I ordered food and did not finish it before I had to leave for work. I left it on my desk and ate it when I came back home at 11:45 p.m. Story 98. Dip the tube of cookie dough into the can of frosting while drinking a 2-liter of chocolate milk. I miss the metabolism of being 16, inventing new ways to eat junk food every day and still having abs. Story 99. From In-N-Out drive-thru, I ordered a double-double with cheese, animal-style fries, and a strawberry shake. I was very hungry but did not want them to think it was all for me, so I changed the second order by simply asking for a lemonade. When they asked me if it was to go or to eat in the car, I confirmed the latter. I knew the jig was up because I was the only one in the car. In my shame, I parked in the neighboring lot and consumed the entire order. Another time in college, I scooped a couple of globs of nacho cheese onto some day-old Kentucky Fried Chicken. It was so gross and so good. I will never do that again. Story 100. My mom made 3 dozen chocolate chip cookies that are unlike any chocolate chip cookie known to man. She made them for my fiancé and me. I lied to my fiancé, handed off the zucchini loaf she also made for us, and hid the cookies for myself. I ate all of them in 2 days. Story 101. I went to lunch with a friend at a Chinese restaurant. We kept going back to the buffet and ended up having to pay both the lunch and dinner prices because we stayed there that long eating. Story 102. When I was 9, I ate 12 scoops of ice cream in one sitting. I tagged along with my mother while she was hanging out with her friends, and to keep me quiet, she kept ordering more ice cream for me. She made me promise not to tell my father. Story 103. I drove myself home crying while eating a tube of chocolate chip cookie dough. I used to have huge problems with fitting in at social situations. Story 104. Years ago, I did one of those 72-ounce steak meals. Eat it all and it's free. You had to eat the rice, potatoes, and vegetables as well. The steak was like a ball, nearly burnt on the outside but almost still rare in the center. After I finished cooking it, it made great fajitas the next day. Before you think I like well-done steak, I do not. Medium rare all the way, but the cut of that steak was just not right. Nowadays, I just eat about 12 plates of Red Lobster all-you-can-eat shrimp. Story 105. Got so much sushi, I couldn't say how much. It's all a blur, honestly. When I asked for 2 pairs of chopsticks, the guy said, 2. This is for like 10 people. Story 106. I once did the food shopping, then got stuck in roadworks. I ate a whole cooked gammon joint while I was stuck in traffic. Story 107. My boyfriend and I ate a double cheeseburger, chips, and a drink. Then we decided we still wanted to eat, so we went and ate shawarma right after. But not in a pita, it was in a laffa. Story 108. Probably using a butter pecan flavored syrup container at International House of Pancakes to make sure all 4 pancakes are soaked full like a sponge. Story 109. Made a bunch of homemade pizzas just for myself and sat outside eating them all while drinking full-strength beer for about 4 hours. Felt terrible the next day and gained weight. Story 110. Had a spare cheese powder packet. I melted a bunch of butter in a bowl and blended the powder in to make a sauce. I dipped my Totino's pizza rolls in it. Once, I ate so much at the Chinese buffet that I projectile vomited about 4 hours later. I invented the waffle Velveeta sandwich. Oh, and 17 cheese macaroni and cheese. Story 111. I ate 2 Chipotle burritos in one sitting. This was about 15 years ago when they were still quite large. I did not feel well afterward. Story 112. On my lunch break at work, I picked up takeout. I stopped for fast food on the way back to work, so I could eat immediately, rather than waiting 5 more minutes to eat my takeout. Story 113. I used DoorDash to order from Jack in the Box, but they forgot my hash brown. So, I ordered 5 hash browns from McDonald's to reach the free delivery minimum. Story 114. Went to Steak and Shake. Ordered Frisco Melt combo with a shake. Ate it in the parking lot, then went to Taco Bell down the road and ordered a chicken quesadilla combo. Story 115. When I was in college, Whopper Wednesday was a promotion where Burger King Whoppers were $1 each. One time I ate 3 of them. Story 116. We used to try and do epic meal times in high school. We would just make fried foods and wrap them in bacon. This was something we did as a group weekly. Story 117. McDonald's $3.99 daily combo plus $1.99 sandwich. Walk to Burger King on the next block $3.99 daily combo plus $1.99 sandwich. This was about 20 years ago. Story 118. Tear all the skins off a bucket of Popeyes, dump them straight into the mashed potatoes, then down my throat like a snake. The whole 12-piece. I looked like the mashed potato Joker when I woke up. Story 119. I was running a race once, and on the way, a Krispy Kreme was handing out donuts to the spectators. I ran and walked by, grabbed a donut, and ate it while continuing the race. I finished the race. I was overweight as a kid. Story 120. Ate an entire freshly baked tray of chocolate chip muffins loaded with butter in the middle while drinking a big cup of milk. Followed up with an entire pack of cookies and more milk. Also, I never ate vegetables until I was 27. Story 121. This bowling alley near my house has a bar and restaurant in it. I ordered a dessert that is typically shared between 2 or more people and ate the whole thing by myself. The bartender said she had never seen anyone do that before, and 2 women across the bar ate only about 3/4 of theirs. Story 122. I buy almond paste just to eat it straight from the package. Like 2 packs a month, still in shape somehow. Story 123. Ate a large pepperoni pizza, Philadelphia cheesesteak, and large fries within a couple of hours. This was during a hangover following a full day and night of drinking and barely eating for 24 hours. Story 124. Nutella on an entire box of chocolate chip waffles with whipped cream, butter, syrup, extra chocolate chips, powdered sugar, and Hershey's chocolate sauce. Story 125. ate dinner with my family, then had to run an errand and picked up the greasy burger I had been craving all day while I was out, dipping Oreos in peanut butter. Story 126. My junior year of high school, after a cross-country meet, we stopped at McDonald's and I ate 2 supersized Big Mac meals. Story 127. In my heaviest days, I used to order a 20-piece nugget with extra ranch, sweet and sour, and honey mustard sauces, a McDouble, sometimes a McChicken, a hash brown, and a large sweet tea with light ice. I have also eaten the entire cheeseburger pack by myself. 20 nuggets, 2 medium fries, and 2 cheeseburgers. One time, I ordered from Chick-fil-A and Panda Express. I ate a sandwich for chicken strips, medium mac and cheese, an egg roll, and a plate with chow mein, orange chicken, and honey walnut shrimp. On that day, I took a break and finished the mac and cheese, chicken strips, and the rest of the plate later. Story 128. 2 pounds of vanilla sandwich cookies, half a pound of dark chocolate-covered peanuts, and a 14-ounce box of frosted wheat in 3 days. That was in addition to the usual 2 meals a day. Story 129. I have a very magical stomach. I weigh 98 pounds, and at every group hangout, I eat all of the leftovers plus my share. Speaking of which, I just ate 18 slices of pizza in one day. Story 130. I used to order 2 Subway sandwiches on a night out so I could have one in the morning. Another instance I can think of is when I had a Kentucky Fried Chicken box meal with 4 extra wings and washed it down with a Bueno milkshake and a chocolate waffle before finishing off my partner's food. Easily 3,000 to 4,000 calories in one sitting. Story 131. Ate 2 7-Eleven cheeseburgers, 2 pizza slices, 2 chicken skewers, and a Slurpee in one car ride. Ate a big Polish strawberry cheesecake slice before that. Story 132. Ate an entire Costco rotisserie chicken for lunch, followed by 3 pounds of ribeye for dinner, and polished off a whole Costco pizza after a leg day where I squatted 6 wheels for 10 reps and then leg pressed beyond 90 on 1,000 pounds. Story 133. 2 boxes of macaroni and cheese were eaten in 5 minutes after I ate a whole quart of ice cream. I was having a difficult day. Then I proceeded to eat a whole bag of chips. Story 134. I used to come home from school and eat an entire half-pack of Oreos, which is a sleeve and a half, and 2 corn dogs every single day. I was not overweight then because I was swimming all the time, but the habit stayed with me when I went to college, and the freshman 15 affected me immediately. Story 135. My wife and I took a cruise a couple of years ago and ended up with the later seating for the main dining room. We had returned to our room after an excursion, watched some TV for a little while, and then, to kill some time and because we were already hungry, headed up to the buffet for a snack. Turned out we both ate a pretty full meal, then realized it was time for our main dinner. Off to the dining room we went and enjoyed another full meal. Our snack time became known as pre-dinner, and it may have happened once or twice more during the week. Story 136. I've done a lot of bad things in my life, but this thread is making me feel really good about myself when I shouldn't at all. Story 137. I ordered Whataburger for lunch, then ate a Little Caesars pizza for dinner with ranch dressing. I had a cold beer with the pizza as well. Story 138. I had to get mushroom seasoning at an Asian supermarket, which was fairly big. I was lucky to find it in the first aisle I looked in. I then walked to an empty express lane. My wife was amazed when I walked out. The whole thing took less than 30 seconds. I swear. Story 139. I woke up and ate a whole pizza that was left over from a party, then had 2 bowls of chili and some fruit. I had a burger for lunch not long after, and then more chili for dinner. I'm actually not overweight, by the way. I never have been. I've been told I am either a perfectly healthy weight or slightly underweight. I am pretty skinny, and I eat a lot every day. My family thinks I might have a tapeworm. Story 140. Made a sandwich consisting of a smoked burger patty with bacon mixed in, battered bacon, smoked pork tenderloin, smoked chicken strips, cheese, and smoked French fries. It was an amazingly tasty combination that made me feel my arteries clogging. Story 141. Eaten from the trash. It was my parents' trash can. Food was sitting at the top and it was still good. It might have been due to the fact that I was intoxicated. Story 142. I got stuck in a shirt at the store while trying to put it on. I had to have an attendant help me pull it off because I did not want to break the seams. Story 143. Was snowed in alone for my birthday. Made myself a box cake worth of cupcakes to feel better, about 16. Ate them all in front of the television. Basically a whole birthday cake. Story 144. Brought home takeout for my boyfriend and me, but I ordered an extra meal for myself and ate it before I got home. Then I ate dinner again. I have eaten a whole half-gallon of ice cream in one sitting. Story 145. I ate a large pizza with sausage and mushroom and had a foot-long cold grinder. About an hour later, I got high, then the munchies hit and I raided Taco Bell. The worst thing I ever did was not feel at all odd about my binging. Story 146. Severe depression and needed a boost. A signature burger from Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, A&W, Harvey's, and Five Guys. Tested them all. I can't turn down a solid Whopper from Burger King. That burger is the best. Second was the teen burger from A&W. Very close to first but lacked in size. Story 147. Made 3 boxes of macaroni and cheese, then ate it all in one sitting using the serving spoon I used to make it. Story 148. After a night of drinking, at 6 a.m., I went to a diner on my street and had a full breakfast toast, hash browns, a steak, eggs, and coffee. Then I walked up the street to a different diner and ate the same thing, except this time a ham steak instead of a beef steak. Story 149. I cooked and ate an entire 16-ounce pack of bacon during an 8-hour shift. I once finished a full-size cheesecake by myself. I used to order 2 full entrees when I went out to restaurants, such as 2 racks of ribs, 2 full baked potatoes, and 2 portions of vegetables. I still ate all the rolls. Story 150. My brother needed an empty 2-liter soda bottle for a school science fair project. So he poured the soda out into the sink because he did not need it. I loudly shouted, "No!" Story 151. During my first pregnancy, I ate a hearty breakfast before going to work. My commute was only about 40 minutes at the time. When I got to work, I heated up my lunch and ate that as a second breakfast. Story 152. I ate an entire dozen of Krispy Kreme originals, fresh and hot. I was probably around 12 years old. I had attempted the feat on multiple occasions and came up short. I finally succeeded but never did it again. Story 153. Successfully made an exact duplicate of Bennigan's Monte Cristo, deep fried and everything. It was awesome. Story 154. I forgot to buy graham crackers for s'mores for a barbecue at my house. So I smashed the marshmallows between 2 brownies my friend bought with a Reese's in the middle. It was very good. Story 155. My husband is in the military now, and I had bariatric surgery. But before that, when we were newly married, we loved being fat and lazy. We look back at those days with nostalgia like those were the golden days. I ordered the family box at Papa John's or Domino's and ate the whole thing. We hit up multiple drive-thrus to binge on a Sunday night before we start our diet on Monday but never followed through with the diet. When I had my wisdom teeth removed, I ate a pint of ice cream for each meal instead of real food for a week. Now we are much healthier and work really hard to give our daughter a healthy foundation with food. But baby, we were overweight back in the day and it was so much fun. Story 156. Went to the ice cream sundae shop with some friends on my birthday and got the huge sundae that they do with sparklers on top and big donuts sticking out. Nailed it. I said goodbye to my friends and met up with some other friends 15 minutes later who took me to the same place for the same sundae. I devoured the second one too. The staff in the restaurant stayed quiet. Story 157. The very first time I took an edible, I demolished an order of 2 tacos al pastor, an extra large gringa, a large order of queso, 1 bag of restaurant tortilla chips and 1 bag of Tostitos chips, 6 original Krispy Kreme donuts, and a bag of popcorn. I ended up passing out for 6 hours afterwards. Story 158. Made 4 egg waffles. Slathered them with peanut butter and syrup, then threw 4 more egg waffles on top. Slathered those with peanut butter and syrup as well. That was only breakfast. Story 159. 3 boxes of Kraft macaroni and cheese, and the only reason I did not have a 4th was because I did not have a 4th. Story 160. A group of friends attended a weight loss club but cheated on the night of the weigh-in. We went for drinks and ate appetizers. I went home with a burger, fries, and a frozen Pepperidge Farm cake. I ate the whole thing. I lost 3 pounds the next week, though. Story 161. Hotcakes, an egg and cheese biscuit, a hash brown, and a caramel frappe from McDonald's. I was sick and nauseated for 8 hours. It was brutal. Story 162. Cried in a fitting room when none of the normal dresses fit me anymore. Torrid had just opened in my mall, and I felt a lot better there. Story 163. I was snacking on semi-sweet chocolate chips right after I told my boyfriend I was going to start calorie counting. I felt guilty about it, but he encouragingly said that a few chocolate chips, if it makes me happy, is no big deal. 1 hour and a romantic comedy later, there were chocolate chip stains on our new couch. Why? I was shoveling them into my mouth so hard that a few fell and melted under me. We laughed about it for a while and then proceeded to research chocolate stain removal. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.